What's up, Vol Nation? Welcome back to What to Watch Wednesday. This week, we are talking about Disney Plus's latest release, Moon Knight. The first episode of Moon Knight was released on Disney Plus last Wednesday, and it follows a museum gift shop worker, Stephen Grant, as he discovers that he shares a body with a mercenary/superhero, Mark Spector, who is Moon Knight. What did you think of this first episode, Maggie? I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. I think Oscar Isaac did such an amazing job as Stephen Grant/Mark Spector. I thought the cinematography of this was probably the best that we've seen in a Marvel TV show so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just thinking about the village fight scene and the car chase.
The car chase was insane.
I couldn't tear my eyes away from the screen.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
It was so fun to watch, the way the camera would just move so fast. And it kind of looked like, it was like a dream, kind of.
Yes.
Just the way it was like focused
Very
on
surreal.
him. Yeah. It was just so cool. And I cannot wait to see more of that as it gets more trippy and more violent. I loved how they kept a lot of the violence in. I think it took a lot of liberties from the comics as well, which I think was a good choice. I know a lot of people are saying it was a bad choice. But Moon Knight is basically what they call Marvel's Batman. Yeah. So in the comics, he's like a millionaire who becomes a vigilante to fight crimes. And I like that they took Stephen Grant away from being a millionaire and kind of made him just like this guy who has like an alter ego who is like suave and confident like Bruce Wayne is, but making it their own. Because we just had a Batman movie, so I feel like we don't need another billionaire vigilante. And I'm very excited for where this is going to lead up. There's a group in the comics called the Midnight Suns who has Doctor Strange, Black Knight, Blade, and Moon Knight. And we already have Doctor Strange. Black Knight was kind of introduced in Eternals, as well as the voice of Blade, allegedly. So I'm very excited to see if we actually get to see the Midnight Suns all come together after this series. Ari, what do you think?
I absolutely loved it. I think for first episodes that this was impressive to say the least, and I think it was my favorite, like, out of all the other Marvel shows that have been coming out.
Oh, yeah.
It felt different. I will say the ending did kind of fall flat for me, despite the cliffhanger. It was just there was so much going on, like with the character complexity-wise, and then the plot was just so action-driven, and then the end was just kind of like, it stopped in the middle.
Right?
But I guess that's good, because it leaves me hanging for the episode that comes out today.
Be there to watch.
Be there or be square.
No, but I get that. Like, we just saw Moon Knight in his actual suit, and they just cut it away.
And just, like, stops mid-action, and I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. I don't know. And, of course, Oscar Isaac. I love him. He's an incredible actor. I've seen him in so many other things. And he plays so many, like, variously different parts. So I'm really excited to see what he does with this role, because he's been so good in, like, everything that I've seen him in so far. And I'm really excited how he kind of, like, takes away this role between, like, Mark and Steven playing two drastically different characters at the same time. Steven is just so awkward and clueless, and he's always getting himself into trouble, which is kind of hilarious but also sad at the same time. I couldn't help but feel bad for him in this episode.
I know.
Like, there was one point where, like, I almost started crying, like the date scene.
Yes!
I started tearing up, and I have not done that for a lot of the other Marvel shows. Not
Especially the first episode. Yeah.
Oh, the first episode, exactly. This is the other episodes, or the other shows, I should say. I didn't get, like, hooked on the first episode. It took me a couple episodes to kind of get into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember telling everybody, like, when WandaVision first came out, I was like, hear me out, guys.
Yeah.
You gotta power through the first couple episodes, but then it really gets into it. But this one just jumps straight in. From the very first scene, where they're up with the glass in his shoes, I was like, okay, we're in for something very cool
so
here.
extreme.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Absolutely excited. Like, we see Steven not only trying to navigate the world around him and as, like, a lonely, seemingly lost man, but he's trying to navigate his own head and his sanity. And we don't really know what that means yet.
Yeah.
We get, like, tidbits of it throughout the show, but we don't understand the whole capacity of what's happening. Something about it seems refreshing, though, I will say, with Steven kind of being the focus, because he's not, like, the typical, like, hero-type character, which is really interesting. And I hope that they do take the mental health aspect of Steven's journey and just kind of, like, do justice with it instead of trying to make, like, just using it to further the plot or, like, kind of negatively affect people that do have mental illnesses or mental health issues. So I hope they do that justice.
Yeah, because Marvel kind of has a history of bringing up mental health issues and then either making a joke about them or never really going anywhere with
Like
them.
addressing
yeah,
it or
like
doing
Tony
it.
Stark, and Bruce
Exactly.
Banner, and then Thor's whole thing in Endgame.
Yep.
So.
Exactly.
I hope that they'll know that they did bad in the past and we'll try to make this more.
Yeah, and I think Moon Knight is a prominent character because in the comics he actually does have mental health issues. So I think that they really need to work on this to make sure it's addressed properly.
But I think this is a great opportunity to really do it justice
Yes.
and really portray it in a good way.
Yes. It feels very much to me like a psychological thriller, which I think adds to it feeling different from the other shows and better in a way. I was so confused what was happening. I wanted to know what was happening in his head. I was kind of creeped out for him,
Oh, yeah.
which is so funny. And so I think that kind of helps set it apart from everything that's going on with the multiverse stuff happening right now. I know you mentioned the Night Squad with Stephen Strange and all the other guys.
Night Squad.
But I just think right now it feels different, and I like that it feels different. That's all for this week's episode of What's Watch Wednesday. Let us know what you think of Moon Knight, and be sure to tune in next week for another great episode.